Hello everyone, I am Anjali Shukla. Welcome to our channel PeachyCloudSecurity. Today, I'll be deploying a vulnerable infrastructure and this is the continuation of our series OWASP EKS Goat Masterclass. Let's get started. You can find the documentation at eksgo.peachycloudsecurity.com and today I'll be discussing section 5.1 deploying a vulnerable AWS EKS infrastructure. For this, we need two things, GitHub code space and AWS account with admin credential. We have created an IAM user and set up GitHub code space earlier part of the series. You can find at 1.1 set up an IAM user and set up GitHub code space. All the steps we have already mentioned. So first of all, I have to navigate to the EKS directory. Let me just copy and paste it here. We have already configured our code space with AWS access key, secret key, region name, and the output format. So I will run AWS STS get caller identity command to validate if my credentials are working fine. I am getting the output and earlier I've created a user with admin name. So credentials are working fine. Now I will run the script deploy.sh and passing region US West 2. You can also use US East 1 region. Only these two regions, US West 2 and US East 1, are supported for the lab purpose as the AMI that we have created is present only these two regions. It is asking if you want to continue with the deployment. Yes, enter. The entire setup will take approximately 15 to 20 minutes. So in the meantime, let me explain you the deploy.sh file. For that, you can open EKS Goat project and inside the EKS folder, we will find our deploy.sh file. So initially it will ask if you'd like to continue with the deployment and then it will further export some variables. We are using PeachyCloudSecurity as prefix as our naming convention. So you will find that keyword. And the further it is checking the CPU architecture and if AWS is installed EKSCTL, kubectl, Terraform, all the binaries will check that whether these are present or not. Further, it will check if the default VPC is present in the AWS account and it will fetch the ID of that default VPC and similarly it will check for the default security group as well. If security group is not present, it will create that security group and fetch that ID in SG_ID. These are the variables that we are using. So we are just fetching the ID and further we will create ECR repository that is required for our lab perspective and log into the ECR repository just to push or pull some images. We are creating a Docker image here and creating a cluster with some permissions, get object, list bucket. We are also creating the IAM policy. So you can go through the entire deploy.sh file and see what are the IAM roles we have created, what are the services or what are the resources that we have created and at the end how the cluster was created. So this is a deployment.sh file where you will see all the vulnerable resources that we have created for the lab. And just one thing to note that here we are defining a specific AMI ID that we are going to use. So we have AMI IDs for US West 2 and US East 1. And at the end, it will run the Terraform code to create the resources. It will take approximately 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm waiting for 15 minutes to run the entire script. Okay, so our lab is deployed and we can see the IP as well. You can access the vulnerable application via public IP and to get the public IP, just copy paste it. This is the IP for your vulnerable environment. This is our initial point. Let's configure the EKS cluster. I will copy and paste it here. So you have to run this command. And yeah, it is configured. Next, in case you want to update your CNI as well to 1.21, this is the file we have added. Specifically here, we have to change. This is a completely optional process. So this was it in this video where we have seen how to deploy our vulnerable environment. And next, we'll discuss about Kubernetes architecture, EKS terminologies, and so on. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching and do subscribe our channel.